Real stories, real people. American Real.
There's nowhere else in the country that you can find a program like this.
This program means more than anything. I spend most of my day here.
We take science, math, chemistry, physics, and do it in the fun way. What's more fun than working on a car?
Chavez Motorsports is not your typical auto shop class. The whole idea behind it was to get kids excited about math and science and teach physics and chemistry in a different way. And that way just happens to be through a land speed race car.
It's not every day you get to work with a 200-mile-an-hour car.
We're a Title I school. Most of our kids don't have a lot of money. We're doing this thing literally on a $0 budget. We barely have enough money to show up at the racetrack, but then we hit real high on the speed charts and we start beating $200,000 supercars out there, then people know we're for real. Chavez High School. We are American Real.
Hello. My name is Greg Ditch. I'm a science and engineering teacher from Houston, Texas. And in 2009, I took a job at Chavez High School. And in 2012, I created an after-school program where my students built an actual land speed race car. And I want to tell you about that. And I want to tell you about defying a lot of the odds and breaking the barriers that we had to do in order to do this project. Chavez High School was not an easy place to teach. Chavez High School is very difficult. It was difficult for the students. About half of our students at the time I arrived there did not graduate, and over 1/3 of the 9th graders did not pass 9th grade. So there were a lot of obstacles there, not only for me as a teacher, but for the students. You could imagine going to school at a place where it's that difficult and most of the kids don't want to be there. But I saw a lot of potential in my kids, and these are my students. These were all the students involved in the after-school program that worked on our race car. It was a tremendous commitment, and it took a tremendous amount of trust as a teacher to be able to do this project. The kids came in every day after school. We worked on this car, and we actually ended up setting a land speed record in 2013. So it was quite an accomplishment. We had no money. The project was not funded by the school. This is something we all had to come up with. It took a lot of creative genius from our kids. And as a teacher, we go in every day and we just teach our kids. We teach them this theory, and what I saw is that we weren't applying anything. We didn't apply any of this theory. My kids came to me and actually said, we want to do a project. We want to do a science fair project. Great. What kind of science fair project do you want to do? Well, we want to build a race car. Yeah, okay, that's going to happen, right? A bunch of kids that aren't even old enough to drive, we're going to build a race car. So for 3 years, we put together this project, and we worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. And we were actually able to go out and compete and race for about 2 years. But everything that we did, it was all about the students. The students came up with everything. I found out that these kids that people had just written off, people didn't believe in them, could actually do this, and they were quite smarter than I was. The kids built the whole car, but that was another issue we had, is that we didn't have money from the school, we didn't have tools, we didn't have equipment, and we didn't have a race car. So how do you have a race team without a race car? You can't. So the kids came to me one day and they said, well, we've got this perfect race car. We've got an idea. We're going to use your car. So we ended up using my car as the model for the race car project, and we put it all together. So we had to have a place to go. If you're going to have a race car, you have to go to a racetrack. We picked one of the largest land speed events in the United States, which is the Texas Mile. And the Texas Mile is a land speed event, and what that is you take your motorcycle, your car, whatever it is that you're going to race, you put it on a long stretch of road, in this case it's at an airport, and you go as fast as you can until either you reach your top speed or the car just blows up. And we did. We went 280 kilometers an hour with a car built by kids just like you. It was very amazing. Now, we had another part of the equation. We had a professional race car driver actually drive this car that was built by our students. NASCAR driver Donnie Neuenberger is actually the one who drove the car. For those of you that don't know NASCAR, NASCAR is the highest level of professional auto racing in the United States. So not only now did we have one of the largest races in the United States, we had a professional driver. And I've got kids, literally kids just like you, that are expected to perform at the level of top engineers. And they did it. They actually did it. They believed in themselves. I believed in them. We gave them the opportunity to make mistakes and to correct those mistakes. And they took risks and they took chances. It would have been very easy for any of them to say, you know what, this just isn't for me. I don't want to do it. This is too hard. I quit. But we didn't. We persevered through the whole thing. We ended up setting a land speed record. We're the fastest high school in America. There's high schools that have different cars and different projects, but we're the fastest, and we're going to be the fastest for a very long time. But these are just a couple of my students. Average kids just like you guys. Not everybody wants to go and race cars or build race cars, but it is the level of dedication that's so important. Sticking to what you want to do, knowing what you want to do, not being afraid to take that risk and being afraid to fail. It's okay, it happens. It's how you come back from it. It's how you recover from it. It's what you do. It's how you drive. And again, these are just more pictures of the kids at the Texas Mile. Everything was done by the students. Like I said, we expected these kids, just regular kids from Houston, Texas, to perform at this high level. And they were able to do it. They achieved. They did the best. And it was just about sacrifice. It was coming in every day after school, learning, reading. They didn't know anything about building cars. We watched YouTube videos most of the time. How do we do this? I don't know. Go to YouTube. Somebody figured it out. We would sit around and draw pictures and think about how we could do something. And they would come to me and say, hey, is this a good idea? Sure. It's a great idea. Let's try it. Turns out it was a horrible idea. But it's all about taking that risk, taking that chance. Don't be afraid. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any questions about the race car project, please feel free to stop and talk to me.